dropping in. Hope everybody's doing good today. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I really would greatly appreciate that a whole lot. I've got a lot of good content that I've kind of been working on to try to just get a little bit more in depth with amateur radio and everything. And today I thought I'd do something just a little bit different and kind of like go back to the fundamentals of amateur radio. One of the things we want to talk about today, instead of just talking on radio and stuff like that, good evening and hello, Rob, M0TFO, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad to have you in here. Well, what I wanted to take a moment to discuss that, there's things about amateur radio that we really need to go over. And, it's just simple facts of the matter, things that, need to be looked into, talked about, and stuff like that. And, the thing we want to talk about today, just in general, is your band plan. Like, if you're, yes, it makes us poor. But no, in all seriousness, I'm trying. I didn't really get this set up the way I wanted it, but we definitely want to do one thing. We want to look into band plan. What the band plan does is it's a gentleman's agreement of where we can operate on the amateur radio frequencies and stuff like that. And we want to try to follow that band plan, but we also want to try to, work on taking and being a little respectful to where we're at the end of that band plan. And that's at the bottom of the bands that you're licensed to operate on, whether you be a technician or a general or an extra or anything for that matter. Your license is issued to you that you took that test for to give you privilege on certain bands. Now, I've got a chart right here because even as long as I have been an amateur radio operator, I know the general areas of where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. But I still like having the band plan, which you'll see is hanging up right here, right behind me, back there at the back. You'll see it hanging on the wall right there. But I got an extra one. And thing I'm gonna kind of go over like really fast, just to kind of go through it and kind of give you an idea of where this stands. If you're a technician class operator, you automatically, as far as voice privileges go, you're going to have the 70 centimeter band. You got 70 centimeters, you got 1.2 meters or 1.2 gig, 2 meters, and then you got 6 meters, 10 meters, and then you've got nothing else beyond that as a technician. And you're only limited on 10 meters to a certain portion of 10 meters as a technician licensed. So you get a little bit of the 75, 80 meter band as a tech, but it's CW only, Morse code. You've got 40 meters that you only get 200 watt limit on the technician CW portion of 40 meters. That's all you get. Then techs have got a little bit of privilege on 15 meters as well. 15 meters is, let's see, 15 meters is, and what privilege the fire levels in every country is. That you brought up a good point, Rob. Y'all's this band plan and our band plan that the FCC, whatever's got, each one of them's established a band plan. And there's certain portions of the band that y'all can go to that I can't go to. And for that, especially when you got a crowded band, and in the States here, when the band is really crowded, you end up getting one of those things where it's like you got nowhere to go, and then you get to a certain part of the band, and that's as far as you can go. And then, you got the other countries working a little slitter here and there that they are licensed to work, but then you can't go there. It's just like you kind of lose out on that. And I think that the band plan should be changed. That's just my personal opinion. I think that with everything, a 20-meter section, yeah, I think the 20-meter section for a general is 14,225 to 14,350. With that being said, just hypothetically, you want to if like at the bottom of the band of 20 meters is 14,225, and the one thing you want to do if you got 14,225 is the bottom of the band. You do not, you really, 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 really don't want to go any lower than 14 to 30. And at the top of the band, I would say it's because it's 14,350. I would say don't go any higher than 14,345. I would not go any higher than that. You don't want to get too close to the end of the band and get into a little bit of maybe a K or two or three Ks worth of bleed over. If you're running an amplifier, it could possibly be more. You don't want to do that. And you know, and 20 and like I said, 20 meters it's got a good bit. Well, just for an example, okay, for a general on the HF portions of the band, 160 meters, 1.8 megs to 2.0 megs. Extra and general have the whole shooting match, both lower sideband, CW, and data, 1.8 to 2. And then you get on 75 and 80 meters. Well, 80 meters, no general has any kind of real privilege there. That's all extra, and that's going to be from 36 to 38. Well, as a general, 3,800 is the bottom of the band, and 4.000 is top of the band. So you want to be able to, you really wanted to stay like, say, 3805 would be the rock bottom. I would never go any lower than that. And on the 4.0, I would say 39,995. I wouldn't go any higher than that. 60 meters, those are fixed frequencies. You operate those exactly where they say to operate them. That's just the way they work. 40 meters, your extra, they've got 7.0 to 7.025 to 7.125. That's your CW portions and data and all that good stuff. All right. Then extra has that 7.125 to 7.175. That's the extra portion. And then, extra is going to have it all anyway. Then you get into the general portion at 7.175 all the way to 7.300. And again, talking about the band plan, if we're talking just general licensed amateur radio operator, I would never go any lower than 7.180. I'd just say 7.180 would be the very bottom, as low as I say you would really never want to go no lower than that. And 7.300, I'd say 7.295. There's a lot of pirating and a lot of foreign broadcast that's around 7.260s up to almost 300. I have heard stuff that kind of was a little out of band even. But, it's just that's the way it is. 30 meters is extra in general, and it's 10.100 to 10.150. 20 meters is extra and general. You got your code and data portions are 1400 to 14025 to 14150. And then when you get from there, you get into the general portion of the band, and it's 14225 to 14350. That being said, 142.30 all the way up to 14.345. That should be your ranges right there. I wouldn't go any lower and any higher. 17 meters, the code CW portion for extra and general is 18.068 to 18.110. On the general and extra for the voice portion, it's 18.110 to 18.168. And again, you want to stay 5K above that 18.110. And on 18.168, I'd say 163. Wouldn't go any higher, wouldn't go any lower. 20, or not 20, 15 meters. You got 2100 all the way to 21200, and that's your CW code data stuff and all that good stuff. And then for the general and extra both, you limited to 200 watts as a tech on the CW port of that as well. But on 15 meters, 21275, I'd say no lower than 21280 on the bottom of the band. And then at 21450, I wouldn't go any higher than 21445. If you just take and have a rule of thumb, stay 5Ks back from the top of the bands and 5K above the lowest part of the band where you're licensed to operate, you should be fine. 12 meters, 24,890 to 24,930. That's going to be your CW and your data. And then from 24,930 to 24,990, that is your phone, your sideband. And again, if 24,930 and 24,990 is your band plan, then you want to stay 24,935 on the bottom end and about 24,990. Take 5 from that, and that'd be 940. You stay back far enough to keep yourself from getting in trouble. And I'm on, and I can keep going through all these and tell you this until the cows come home, but 12 meters, 24,890. 24,890 to 24,930, that's your CW and your data. From 24,930, go about 5K up, all the way to 24,990. Like I said, just back off 5K. 10 meters, 2,800 to 28,300, that's your CW and your data. From 28,300 to 28,500, that is your basically technician can talk from 28.3 to 28.5 on your voice portion part of the band. From 28.500 to 29.700, that's extra and general. Again, you got to stay 5 above or 5 below on the band plan. You're better off to go abide by the rules. Just do what you got to do. There's more than enough room. If the bands are so full that you can't find a place to park it and call DX, you're just going to have to figure out where to squeeze in. And if you can't, you do like I do. I just shut it off and wait. 6 meters, 50 dot to 50.100 CW. From 50.1 all the way to 5400 extra and general, you got that whole band spectrum, and that's a big chunk. Again, 50.100. I'd say 50.105. I'd never go any lower than that. And 5400 being the top of the band, I'd just back off 5K from that. That'd be like 53,990. 2 meters, 14400 to 14800. The CW sideband portions of the band is 144,100 all the way up to about let's see, It looks like to my list right here, sideband is 144-200. 144-060 is QRP and CW. 144-285 is QRP upper sideband. Once you get right above or start getting close to one of the 446 range, you're getting into repeaters and stuff. So sideband is just a little small portion of 2 meters. 1.2 is 219.0 fixed digital to 220.0 fixed digital. 220.0 all the way to 225.0 is extra intact. 440 or 70 centimeters is 420 all the way to 450. Again, get you a repeater journal and look up your local repeaters and get those programmed in and get your radio set up for that, and you should be good. Just always remember, as a hobbyist in this amateur radio, know your band plan and know it as well as you can. I still, after 21 years, I still have to look at this, because as a good operator, you will look at that and you will abide by it to the best that you can, because it's very important that we as hams and Elmers, we pass on to other new hams to be able to follow the rules and the guidelines so that we set a good example. Okay, I don't know how well y'all can see that band plan, but I highly suggest, if you don't have one of these, get one. Just get one. You can get these too, probably QRZ, ARRL. There's quite a few different places that you can get this. You can get these at just about every single ham fest you go to. And having that hanging up and try to memorize it. I mean, I know where I can go on all my bands, and I just kind of get right in the middle and just kind of work my way back and forth a little bit. That way I don't get too far on one side or too far to the other side, and then I know I'm always safe. Plain and simple. But get you a band plan. A band plan, it keeps you professional. And it preserves the hobby because you're staying within them band plans. And these younger people look for oh yes, Rob mentioned something there. Make sure that if you get you a band plan, make sure it's the most current and up-to-date one. This one here I have is the up-to-date and current one. And this one's even newer than this one. These are 3 years apart, if even that. And this one's even more modern than the other one. There's a lot of things on the newest band plan. It tells you the locations of a lot of cool stuff. And as an amateur radio operator, I think you'd really enjoy having one of these. Now, you can go to chatradio.com. I've met this man. He makes these band plans. I've met this guy at the Ham Fest. I've talked to him personally. I've talked to him about the stuff that he does. Now, I never was going to do this, but, since I'm so happy with this. And if you do this, just let him know that you saw my video and tell him about it. I got to move around here a little bit because I got a wire falling. Go to chatradio.com and tell, these things are $10 a piece. They're $10 each. Chatradio.com. Go to that. Chat Radio. That's Charlie Hotel Alpha Tango Tango Radio. Romeo Alpha Delta India Alpha dot Charlie Oscar Mike. Chatradio.com. In order, you one of these most recent ones, because this is the most recent one. This one's only just a few months old. It will, it gives you a great deal of stuff. You flip it over and, you got other stuff like you got your whole Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Golf Hotel phonetics. signal reports, you know, how to, like if you copying somebody on the radio, just to, if you're talking to somebody, and I know this is backwards, but if they're like, you always say, hey, you're 5'9", well, 5 is fairly good. Uh, Moderately strong is a 7. Strong is 8. 9 is strong. 5 is perfect. If I say you're 4'9", that means you're good, but you're extremely strong. If I say you're a 3x3, it means I'm having difficulty hearing you, and it means you're weak. If I say you're 4 and 5, that's good. That's fairly good. You're okay. You're readable. And so forth. And these are just things that, you know, these charts can really help you out a lot, and they're good to hang up in your shack. What I normally do is get 2, and I'll show you the reason why I get 2. I see this is the same thing on this one as it is on this one, and this is 2. So what I do is I keep one hanging up in the shack, and I got the back of one. That way I can see all of this. Then when the other one's hanging up, this gives you the whole band plan. And I highly recommend going and getting these. Go to chatradio.com. He's a real nice guy. Like I said, talked to him at Ham Fest. He's a really nice guy. And he has some really good band plans. So just tell him you talked to Kg4muk or you saw Kg4muk Ham Radio YouTube channel, and he was bragging about these things. Just let him know that. You'll be happy. If you haven't got one of these in your ham shack, you definitely need one. Because here's the deal. If you don't have one of them and you're just operating a radio off of memory, or you just happen to get in the wrong spot on the band, there's OOs out there. There's FCC coordinators. There's all kinds of people that you just may not even be aware of. Now, they read these books, they study, they take this tests, and they're licensed by the SEC to be able to issue you a ticket or issue you a warning. It can go either way. And you get a couple of those, and you know, and I'm not knowing exactly what I'm talking about in 100% detail. I'll go ahead and tell you that. But basically, what I'm saying is, they'll sit there and just kind of wait and watch and listen and see what's going on. And then when they hear somebody, they'll record it, they'll monitor it, they'll video it, they'll do whatever they got to do to gather the information. And then they'll take and go to QRZ. They'll look up your call sign. They'll see what your address is, and they'll write a warning, and they'll mail it to you. And out of good faith, they hope you listen. If you don't, you get another one. If you do it again, and you get another one, from what I understand, probably after about the second or third one, I think they really do, they turn it all into the FCC. And then the FCC makes the judgment call. You don't want that. Preserve our hobby, folks. Do the right thing. Follow the rules. Get on there and just have fun. But just abide by the band plan. That is the most important thing you can do. If you're licensed as a tech, a general, an extra, it don't matter. Follow the band plan. Anyway, there's enough on that. I said what I said because I felt like it was just needed. Because I hadn't got around to doing any kind of lectured videos. And I'm kind of glad I did that. But anyway, I'm going to see who else is in here, which I can't tell because I'm not on my laptop. So I don't know who's in here. Anyway, there's 2 in here. I appreciate you being in here. Rob, I'm right now, just so you know, I'm at the bottom of the 20-meter band. And that's 14225, which I cannot, as a general class amateur radio operator, I cannot transmit there. Now, on the other hand, if it was a life-threatening issue, a world catastrophic or something very bad happening, like a worldwide event that really was just like a real catastrophic event, I don't think this right here applies too much, because at that point it's emergency. If it's I'm talking a real, true, genuine emergency. You do whatever you got to do to make that communications count. But you do need to stay in your band plan. Just saying, because that's where all the other hams stay. So that being said, you still need to follow the band plan regardless. Anyway, I'm on 14.228 right now, and I'm going to move up the band just a little bit. All right, I am on 14. I'm on 14.232 right now. And I'm going to tune up. Looks like it's pretty flat right there on the beam. So I'm on 14.232. If anybody wants to type that in the messages, you can do that as well. So we're going to cut the amp on. See what our output power is. And we're going to we're pointing it to the east. Just a little bit. And let's see, we're on 14.232, guys. 14.232. Just want to check to see if the frequency has nobody in there. So what we want to do is a kind courtesy. I want to key up and I'm going to say, is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? And I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times, listening for a reply. Once I see that no one has said anything, I'm going to call CQ on 14.232, 14.232, and see if we can get a station. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Let's see. All right. 14.232. 230 to 236 is slow scan TV. So really, I can't even be right there. So we can scratch that. Alright, what was the 14.230 to 236? It's like every 5 is somebody talking. Alright. No, I tell you what, it just doesn't. It's like you can't go anywhere on a band. Every 5K, there's somebody talking. Alright. Since 20 meters is so dang full and you can't get a break, yeah, it's like daggum, we can't win for losing. I think you're right. I think slow scan TV should be down there at the bottom of the band, and I think they ought to just give them. I think they should give them some kind of. I think if you're doing slow scan TV, I think you ought to be between general and extra. I think they ought to just give them a portion of each side of it, so it don't matter if you're general or extra. You can just operate there. If you're doing slow scan TV, I really think that's what they ought to do. Because that right there just puts a lump in the coal, man. Because it's like I can't go anywhere to talk because the band's full. Yeah, there ain't no room on there. I'm gonna go to 10 meters. See what we can do there. Alright. 28,489. 28,489. Rob, you make a notation in there. Frequencies. I don't like it up here. Can't talk there. A little too high on the band. We're not going to talk there. $28,408 is frequency in use. Is this frequency in use? $28,408. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo. Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo, calling CQ CQDX. CQ CQ CQDX. This is Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo. Kilowatt.
Yankee Santiago 2, Zulu Kilo Kilo. Yankee Santiago 2, Zulu Kilo Kilo. For kilowatt, question mark 4, Mike, question mark Kilo.
What's your location over?
El Salvador, Yankee Santiago, El Salvador.
Now let me get my antenna turned around and get it towards you a little bit, and I can hear you better. I was having a little difficulty. I'm pointed more your way now. How copy? Over.
Yeah, 5 and 8, 5 and 8 into El Salvador. I didn't copy your call sign completely. I have only kilowatt Kg4muk Hamradio, correctly?
Yeah, it's Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo. Yeah, I was unable to copy. I got a Yankee and a Kilo out of your call sign. It was you was on the back side of my beam, so I had to turn my beams around.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I can copy with 5 by 8 kilowatt George 4 Mike United Kilo from Yankee, Santiago 2 Zulu kilowatt. Of the Pacific Coast in El Salvador, and this was at Whiskey Oscar Lima Fox. Repeat, Whiskey Oscar Lima Fox. Here it was. Go ahead, please.
Roger, roger there. Well, you're about a 5-5 here into South Carolina, 5-5 into South Carolina. The bands seems to be doing pretty decent there, over.
Okay, in South Carolina with 5 by 6. Could you please go kindly give me your name, please?
My name is Whiskey Alpha Yankee November Echo. Whiskey Alpha Yankee November Echo. Wayne in South Carolina. Running a Kenwood TS590 and a High Gold Elite microphone and a mini beam, a Cushcraft MA5B. Over.
Roger, Wayne. Thanks for all the information. I could give you much better report. I had a good antenna.
28408.
Use a window antenna. The 7-band window antenna, not too high above the ground, and surrounded by pine trees and mango trees, etc. But I'm not too far from the Pacific, maybe that helps you a little bit. And of course, sun is shining, weather is quite hot and humid. Hope you could copy. And next time, probably with a better antenna, I can give you a better report. I'm thinking sugar 8. My very best service from El Salvador to South Carolina. King George 4, Mike United Kilo, Yankee Sugar 2, Zulu Kilo List.
Yeah, what was your call sign again? I got the Yankee Sugar 2.
Zulu kilowatt. The topic is Zulu kilowatt. Repeat, Zulu kilo.
Copy. You have a good day, and I appreciate the contact, and hopefully we get to do it again. Try to do these DX things sort of early in the morning if I can, and I kind of got a late start today. Band conditions wasn't favorable on my end, but I try to do this on the weekends, and try to do them, at 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern time, my time. And hopefully we get to do it again next week.
Roger. So my very best service, I let you try, and good day with your fine station there.
Roger. You as well. 73s. We're on 28408. CQ. This is Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo, calling CQDX. And this is Kilo Golf 4 Mike Uniform Kilo, calling CQDX. Well, maybe 10 meters ain't gonna be that great, but you know what? Got to talk to somebody in El Salvador, which is nice. All right. Well, listen. Another thing I was going to talk about too before I put an end to the live. For anyone out there that's thinking about getting into amateur radio and they want to get into it as reasonable as possible, I mean, sometimes I know you're on a fixed budget. It is what it is. Um, get with your local amateur radio um, club in your area. Join up. Meet with some of these amateur radio operators. Talk with them. Ask them questions. Let them know you're on a fixed budget and you haven't got a whole lot of wiggle room. You're just wanting to get into the hobby. I mean, here's the thing about it. You can either go and I'm just telling you because this is what's in my shack. You can either get a Kenwood TS 590, bend over and break your back a little bit, yeah. Or get an older radio, get a Kenwood TS 570. I've got two here. I had more, but I've only got two now. I highly suggest if you start out with your first radio, if you can get your hands on a Kenwood TS 570 and then get you a good Yaesu FT 2980 2-meter mobile radio, which is this radio right over here. That's a Cobra 29. That's a CB. That's the rotor control. My three radios, one and this one, is kind of sub together. This is a Daiwa CN901 SWR and power meter. Now, this is a Palstar HF Auto and the HF Auto tuner. This is an Ameritron 1306 solid state no tune 1.2 kilohertz 162.6 MOSFET amplifier. Now, let me just tell you this much about this whole amplifier thing. If your antenna's SWR is not at its absolute lowest on every single band that antenna operates on, and you don't have a full 100-foot length coax, those amplifiers right there are so sensitive that the least little bit of SWR out of past a 1.5 will kick an amp off. Hands down. That's why it's a bulletproof safety amp that's Wayne proof, which I'm Wayne, by the way, if you don't know that already. But anyway, making kind of a joke about this, but I can't suggest enough to just say go with a good dipole, go to myantennas.com and get you a the 70, let's see, I think it's 6 to 75 meters in-fed antenna, and put one of those up, get you a good power supply, get you an older Kenwood 570, or go ahead and break down and get the 590 SG. I promise you this, you won't go wrong with either one of those radios, the old style or the new. This radio right here is serial number 00000004. That's the fourth one that was ever produced, or the fourth one that was released. And I've had that radio since day one, and it has been absolutely rock solid for 21 years. I really enjoy this radio, and I really enjoyed it when I got the newer radio. And that's the reason why I got the two sub together, because I still enjoy both the old and the new. Get on QRZ and go to right there at the top of the page. Go to practice tests. Study your technician over and over and over. Just keep studying your technician exam on QRZ, on the practice test portions. Keep getting as proficient as you can on that technician. Most time they have ham tests. They'll have them at what do they call that? A Red Cross building. Sometimes they have them at a local Red Cross, second Saturday of each month. Sometimes they have them at the Ham Fest, and somebody can direct you to that. You can sometimes look this stuff up. You got to get an FRN number. I know that because that's just the way it works now. There's a lot of information out there on Google, and there's YouTube videos on here as well. You can get all this information. It's right there. Just type it in. But do that and just find some people that's been hams. Now I can go ahead and tell you, and it's It's just the way it is. You can go to a ham radio club, a ham fest. You got people from different walks and different genres and all that, and everybody's going to be opinionated. I don't care if you're into sports or if you're into car racing or you're into crocheting. I don't care what kind of hobby you take up. There's always going to be that one that's going to be opinionated, or there's going to be that one who's he's older, he's set in his ways, he's cranky about how he may tell you how you need to do things. So don't not open to knowing that you could get around certain people that could be have a different way of. Oh yeah, you're right, Rob. There's probably there's more than one, but when you want to get into the hobby, it's best to go join a local amateur radio club and get you a couple of people to get on board to kind of help you get in the right direction, take notes, write things down, and just jump in there. This is a fun hobby. It has its high days, it has its low days, but that's like anything you're going to do. Don't matter what it is, it will have a good day or a bad day. Later on, when I don't have really bad weather and I'm healed up from having the surgery that I just had just last week, once I'm healed up and I get back on my feet a lot better than the shape that I'm in right now, I've been having some allergy problems as well, and it's got me kind of not feeling that great. But anyway, I don't want to make this a daggone 10-hour video, which I know y'all probably get bored of it, but we had a little fun. We got to talk to a few folks on the radio. We got to talk about band plans and everything. Like I said, again, go to chatradio.com. Chatradio.com. And just tell them you want to get a band plan, but get two of them. Because if you get two, you can hang it up and you can look at all of that. And then what's on the back, it'll be on the second one, and you can hang that up backwards so you can be looking at all of this and look at the band plan too. It'll help you out a whole lot. I hope everybody enjoys the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make some comments and such and all that. I'm going to have to jump out of here. I got somewhere I got to be other than here for right now. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good day. We'll catch you the next time around. But for now, y'all enjoy the hobby. If you got any questions, drop a comment down below. I'll try to answer all your questions the best I can. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Talk to you later. Kg4muk out.